disposal noises instead of your actual voices.
Okay, stream is live. Time to go. Channel. Share. Tweet.
Wrong device.
Tweet.
Okay.
Tweet has been tweeted. Share. Copy link. Excuse me.
Here we are. Here we are.
Okay, we get. Okay, it's.
Hello. You're done. You're done. Bronze, you're done.
We get.
You said hello to
over there. You're not making me go over there. I will go to Sweden and choke you out.
Hello, everyone, and please behave yourselves.
Yeah, we are behaving.
Children.
As long as we...
On some level, I feel like I'm the only one who's going to behave myself.
Hey!
Anyway, hello, everyone, and welcome. And today, I had a head cold. I have about the IQ of a toaster oven. So I decided let's go for some low-hanging fruit. And here we are now.
From what I understand of High Guardian Spice, it looks like it's trying... It looks like it's passing itself off as anime, but it didn't put in the work on, like, say, Avatar or Teen Titans 06.
It's trying, bless it, but poorly.
It's not even really trying.
No,
it's just.
I'm gonna be honest. Their effort is not going into making quality anime.
Yeah,
that's not where their focus is at.
Yeah, they're trying, just not trying to make a good anime, just trying to make a cash grab.
It's not even really a cash grab.
Not in a good cash.
They're not making any cash. They're not making any cash off this.
Yeah.
Heck, this shenaniganery. How many co-hosts do I have today? Several.
Yes. Yes.
5.
Because it was decided that.
Quit counting.
Because it was decided that pretty much everybody had something they wanted to give this show crap for. So I figured, let's make it a group project.
Yep, and as per any usual group project, there's one person doing all the work, and that would be Susan.
Anyway, so...
Don't worry, we're here to take the credit.
Now, I do not begrudge the show for its existence. However...
I begrudge the artists for that.
However...
No. I begrudge the artists' mothers for that.
However, this...
I've got a dumb question.
For themselves.
Okay.
I got a dumb question. Shouldn't the hair just kind of part its way around the horns?
We will get to that.
That's going to happen. Calm down.
We will get to that. I'm a little... I have a head cold, so I have about the creative IQ of your average toaster oven. So I figured I'd go for some low-hanging fruit in terms of just stuff to do.
You know what you should do?
And that's fine. You only need an 82. You only need an 82 or above, so.
You should give her squinty, whited out eyes. That way, with her horns, she can be Batman.
Interesting thought, but no.
Because we're trying to make High Guardian spite nice but tolerable, not making Batman and an Oni.
I mean, that sounds very, very tolerable.
Anyway, so...
I'm here to fight crime and get booze.
God, why... I invited you all, but at the same time, why are you like this?
I kind of just walked in.
Yeah, you just kind of popped in. But anyway.
I mean, you chose to hang out with us.
Yeah, so... I know. I picked you guys. Anyway,
We're recruited from the MGE fandom. What do you expect from us?
right. I should have
that does
expected you
take
guys
quite a
to be weirdos. Anyway, basically, we're discussing an attempt at an original show by the Crunchyroll service. Notice I said attempt.
They finished. Isn't that what counts?
Yeah, it took them just 3 solid years
Mm-hmm.
of
3 solid years of saying they're going to do it without actually doing it.
3 years of accomplishing failure.
yeah.
Because that's what
Also,
this is. 3 years of work, results, failure.
yeah. Also,
I honestly,
Hey,
I kind of feel sorry for them.
Hey, but hey, it could be worse. It could be 8 years of hyping it up and then failing at launch.
That sort of neck.
Cough, cyberpunk.
the model.
Oh,
Ow.
Hey, I like Cyberpunk.
Just
Cyberpunk would be a good game if it wasn't as hyped up as it was.
just
And
ignore
if they actually fix the bugs.
Just ignore
That would
the
help.
clipping on the model. I'm gonna be working around that.
I mean, she's lopping her own head off. I mean, given her situation, I don't blame her.
Ooh, maybe she should have been a Doulahan.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's a good
Anyway.
idea, actually.
Anyway, so
Anyway,
Considering
Make her mother-
spoilers.
Maybe we should make her mother that Dear Centaur thing. That because obviously she kind of speed ran the whole Disney mom idea.
But just so I can get some context, have any of you guys actually seen the show yet?
I've seen
I have.
enough clips to have a vague idea, and oh boy,
I have not seen the show, but I can assume that the mom is dead now.
Okay, I can tell you. I've seen the show. I had to watch it. Right.
what Eldritch Force
died quite
compelled
rapidly.
you to watch it?
So long story short, like I saw the original, like I knew all the controversy, and I said, you know what, I watched My Little Pony. Let's see what's going on here. I may actually like it, and
No,
And you didn't.
it's really not a good show. The thing is, like it had the premise and everything to be one, right? And unfortunately, it's just so low quality, right? Like in almost every aspect.
It's got one of those. It's got one of those premises that you can make a semi decent show with very low effort. You know, it's your basic. Oh, we're going to a school to do magic and be heroes. Nonsense. It's basically Harry Potter without Harry Potter. And they fucked it up.
So, yeah, because Harry Potter without Harry Potter, that could have been good. You got rid of one of the most annoying brain dead characters. And then they go and make 6 or more of them.
All right, so let me tell you the actual premise, right? So, how many of you guys have seen Ruby?
I have
yeah.
a friend who is obsessed with it, so I know enough.
Okay, so basically, it's Ruby's premise.
Wait, you haven't seen it? No,
I-
not you, Susan.
I've watched enough of it to be able to hold a decent conversation with the guy.
Okay. That
You're
that's
talking about
surprising me, given
Felix,
how
right?
much Ruby is kind of a thing.
No,
You-
we're talking about Crow.
yeah,
Ah,
the guy who plays Tauros.
As-
Adam.
Anyway, so we're not really changing from what I said about about the whole magical school thing. But
Oh no,
yeah,
magic school
continue.
thing is still there. Yeah, magic school thing is still there. But that's one where Harry Potter was more the general world of Harry Potter. You go to the magic school, you learn magic, and you kind of just like graduate into whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And it just so happens that Harry Potter's story was the most exciting, quote unquote, in a few years. That's what his story is about. But the general student wouldn't be like that, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As opposed to when I brought up the Ruby comparison, their job is to go to school to become X, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
They're going to school so they can become superheroes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the cool
students are
shit.
heroes.
So the cool shit isn't supposed to happen until they graduate, but
Yeah, with
I mean-
the school hygiene.
I mean, if you're learning how to shoot lasers out of your face, that's generally going to result in cool shit even while during the learning process.
Yeah, but it's a police academy essentially. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of.
Ah,
Yeah.
The police academy shows. Anyway, so she's going there to become a guardian, defender of presumably the land, because they don't really, go into much.
They don't explain what a fucking guardian is, do they?
No,
They
not
don't
really.
explain what a guardian is, do they? Oh, jeez.
World building
Now, Ruby
minimal.
explained,
well,
You
Ruby
just kind of get.
explained what a hunter was.
Yeah,
they
they
did
explained what a
that.
hunter was.
That was important.
those are some wide toes.
But
I,
apparently her goal is like
she's gonna be in
the
shoes. I think she's gonna be in shoes.
Yeah, shoes are gonna happen. So
Toes on
Good,
guard.
because
or at the very least non-human feet. What kind of monster girl are we turning this one into?
Anoni.
Oni.
or s-
An Oni?
or some sort of
Hence the height difference.
or some sort of demon type creature. Because
Okay.
we do see
Or
devil
only horn
people.
is shit.
It's
She
funny.
looks up.
It's funny you're making her a demon type creature.
She looks a
Yeah,
lot
'cause
like
one of the
a. She looks a
Why
lot
did she
like
turn into a
a.
demon or something in the story?
One of
Guys.
the creatures is a demon.
Guys,
I did see that. I did
Guys.
see that. One of the creatures.
Hey.
What? What?
she looks a lot.
Brad,
I
calm
think.
down.
I think she looks a lot like Kino from a character from the game I play.
I don't know what game you play. That doesn't tell me
Anywho,
anything.
so Zen was being kind enough to give us a rundown on the show so we can roast it appropriately.
Yeah.
Already, we're starting to see that they failed at world building.
Yeah.
Like they're going to school to become a
Yeah.
guardian, but they never tell us what they're a guardian of, or what they're guarding against, or what a fucking guardian even is.
The best I can guess, it's somewhere between a D&D adventure and a superhero.
Yeah, basically.
So they're basically at an adventure academy.
Yeah, it's Adventure Academy because they don't have ranks.
They don't
in
have
them.
any. They don't
So-
have anything to actually guard.
That's also a problem.
They're not a fuck. They don't have a job.
Yeah,
We're guardians. What are you guarding? Stuff.
Well,
We're guarding the realm from what?
Realm.
Generic evil.
There is generic evil.
The great pizza monster of Pizza Man.
Okay, that is an imposing foe. I'll give him that.
Moving along.
I mean, when you brought all of us together, did you expect something other than chaos to occur?
I had some small slim shred of hope.
That was a mistake.
What are you
I can
guarding?
see
Good
that.
Crow, what are you guarding? Good question. Exactly. We're never told.
What are they guarding against? Also a great question. I feel like they don't serve any purpose. Like this entire school serves no purpose.
Yeah, it's like we just call ourselves the Guardians so we can get more funding and pray that they don't ask, wait, why are we funding these guys?
Funny enough, that's kind of how it feels.
That would
like,
be a much that you know what? That would be
an interesting story,
a lot
actually.
better story.
I would find that
I mean,
I would
seriously.
find that amusing. That would be a very interesting story. Of like, yeah, they're basically the entire school is doing fucking tax evasion. The entire school is committing tax fraud.
They're finding a new purpose. These group of people are finding a new purpose amidst the changing world. I mean, seriously.
No.
if you look at a lot of the
I like the idea of just the entire school is committing tax fraud. I
Also
find
that.
concept
It could turn
The
into
school is,
that.
commi-
It's still
the
a
school,
better-
the school is committing tax
story
fraud,
than
and
we
these
got.
students are trying to find a way to legitimize the school.
Yeah.
The school is committing tax fraud. These students had no idea that
The
Hold
students
on,
signed up saying,
I gotta go for a second.
yeah.
I mean,
So
if you look at the video is buffering.
I think Among
Well,
Us had a little
they
less
traced them.
chaos.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
trace
fair.
themselves back to the Holy Roman Empire,
Yeah.
back even before the weapons they specialize in were created. So, yeah, I could imagine the phrase guardian just being passed on from purpose to purpose because, hey, we have the school up, just change the majors out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
While
that's
I
not what we got.
was looking through, this was also.
All right. Hello.
I'm just saying this because it's like a cheap out, basically. But
Cheap out.
dear God, like I put a poster of the casted of the characters in the patron channel, but Jesus, that is the most visually bland design main character design batch that I have ever seen.
It looks like a Western. It looks like a Western cartoon.
it looks
I
like
mean,
Steven Universe.
It does look
Yeah,
it's very
it
Steven Universe like.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't have a problem with their design except for the main character, really. But the rest of the crew is kind of okay, sort of.
Yeah.
Hold up. Are we roasting Steven Universe now?
No.
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 I'm talking specifically about High Guardian
Let's
Spice.
see. You got blue hair. Let's see. You got blue-haired witch that doesn't look all that unique. Without
Yeah,
if she
super
dyed her
generic.
hair, if she dyed her hair, she would be
That would
generic.
be a better show.
You got a fat dwarf.
Well,
I
technically,
mean,
it's
that's
stout.
just that. Hold on, fat and dwarf is just appropriate. All right. The only thing missing is a proper beard. If they had a proper beard, they'd be good.
Well, the
Or
character
muscles.
is supposed to be like 14, so
And
Or
a good dwarf, a proper dwarf has a full beard by the age of 7.
Are you sure
They
were
didn't
born
feed
with
her
that-
enough
with,
alcohol.
Yes.
Dude, dwarves have beards
Yep.
coming. Dwarves
And then-
have full beards coming out of wombs. You're supposed to swaddle the dwarf child in his own beard.
yeah, and then in the way back, you got an elf who looks
I
kind of like a
Googled
bitch.
Dragon Rider. I googled
I
it
mean,
and I am not
that's
impressed.
That is an elf.
That's appropriate for an elf.
Yeah, that's kind of appropriate.
The dwarf would look better with a beard. The elf is the elf. Honestly, I got no problems with the elf. She looks fine. The hero.
Yeah, but she doesn't look
The
like
hero
elf.
the hero seems out of place.
The hero is out of place.
She looks like she looks like a magical girl hero and not a fantasy hero. Which I guess
Yeah.
the name High Guardian Spice fits the magical girl look, but the rest of the universe does not appear to match Pinky here.
No.
Yeah.
So
Guardian
everything
High
is
on
just a
Spice, that would be a
mashup.
better show.
So everything is just a mashup of stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Pretty much,
Nope.
yeah.
Well, it's not really. It doesn't look like it's a huge mashup. A lot of it looks like it's a pretty basic fantasy setting
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
with an adventurer school, and then you have the hero who looks like a main character from a magical girl thing. The
Yeah.
hero is the thing that doesn't fit. The hero does not fit, and I have a feeling that as the story progresses, the hero is going to become more and more of a Mary Sue.
That goat has a frog face. Okay, somebody's actually browsing through Google images of this show as we speak.
Yeah, I've also noticed the frog mouth.
Yeah,
Goat
frog.
thing.
You can make it much easy. You can make a much better hybrid if I go to the frog, if you change up the shape of the skeleton a bit.
Yeah.
It just looks like a goat with a frog face.
They tried, just not very well.
I'm not even sure if they tried to begin with.
I mean, they tried, but what they were trying to do was they were not focused on making a quality product. That's kind of what I mean. They're putting effort in.
Just not
But
an
what
effort.
they're putting effort into is not what is going to make a good show.
No.
What are they
What
putting
they're
effort
putting
into?
effort in. Well, you just look at the image of some of the producers, and you can see what they're putting effort into. They're focused on their trans message. They're focused on their LGBT, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, plus,
I
asterisk.
get it.
Yeah, they're focusing on that message. They're focusing on these messages, which is all good. All right, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't
where the-
have an LGBT friendly show.
Yeah,
should.
but
No.
yeah,
Why?
because you can't
There's
do
nothing-
that. Like,
There's
you can't
nothing
do
wrong
that-
with that. The problem is you're not making a good show with those messages.
Exactly.
for-
They're wanting representation, but they're not actually focusing on what that representation is showing them. Is showing that the LGBT community is about.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so,
What they're
Yeah,
showing
so far-
is they're showing a kind of low effort show. The show is low effort. They have a focus. They are putting a lot of effort in their message, but when it comes to actually making a good story, decent characters design, voice acting, that is all pretty low effort.
and the fact that they're cramming that message down our throat.
Even then, I would say that the character design is not horrible. The characters look decent. Some of the character design is pretty lazy. It's very clear to me that they're very focused on our main protagonist with the sword, and not really focused on making the rest of the characters particularly memorable.
you know, the messed up part about that is that the character with the sword is the least interesting of all of them.
Yeah, that is the amusing part, because they forget there's a reason why the elf character is interesting. There's a reason why the dwarf character is interesting. There's a reason why the witch is interesting.
Yeah, they all have that like certain things they can kind of like latch on to fairly early. Sometimes the dwarf, I believe, is probably the most relatable to the normal person because she has a lot of siblings, and you know she's the first, so she has to take care of them.
Yeah.
Well,
You can relate to that kind of responsibility and that kind of pile on their back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now the main character has like a standard mother issue, right?
Mother's
and-
dead.
Mother's dead, yada yada, and you know that could
Trauma,
also
trauma.
be
Yeah,
interesting.
trauma and trauma.
It's a standard trope. Yes, it's a standard trope. It could be interesting, but when you go through the story, it's quite limited. She is like the least interesting in terms of just why do you care about her specifically, as opposed to her compatriots.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you have your typical jock male character who is just an asshole for no reason at all. And
Yeah, he's in there. He's
and
he's
he
actually-
has
the main
and let
character
me-
actually has a crush on him for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, the one straight male character they have, and he's the bad guy.
and
right.
he's a scumbag. And I'm guessing that he hits on all of those. Oh, I guess you're strong for a girl attitude, or the has dumb ideas about how LGBT people work, and just has that very stereotypical. This is the white straight bigot,
Present
right?
idiot.
He's very idiotic.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be as bad if there was more guys to like fill out the roster to like basically put a spectrum of from I guess cool to dickish. But since he's like one of the main guys, and I say main like with quotation marks because he just has the most screen time because he has this like subplot of the main character because she had a crush on him. To be sort of like dickish, and you notice it because he's just like one of the only ones. The second one is Snapdragon, who I actually like better than actually all the main cast. Strangely enough, Snapdragon is a I believe born a guy and wants to transition to a female.
Okay.
So a trans woman, I think.
Yes,
I'm reasonably certain. Yeah.
Yeah. And they start as a bully character along with this other chick who is personally my favorite. But they're two antagonists, and I like them better than the whole main cast. But
of course.
So, but
You can't have the villain is always more fun than the hero.
yeah,
Well,
then I ain't villains for long.
Yeah, well,
Especially in a show like this.
Well, when it comes to villains and heroes, my base for story character is basically a villain, villain or hero. I don't know what.
Anti-hero.
I don't know. She says she isn't a hero, but considering everything, she kinda is the hero of the whole story.
Yeah, so an
that'd be
anti-hero.
anti-hero. That'd be an anti-hero.
Yeah.
I
Where
don't.
they're the hero of the story, but they're willing to do bad things.
It's not that she's willing to do bad things. She said it. Look, trying to explain cats, what kind of a person cat is. It's I can only say, watch Hamafura.
Shit
That
shit gets complicated fast.
Yeah, so anti-hero.
Moving along.
yeah.
So
Let's move along.
now, time to put some design into this character. First up.
Since the creators didn't.
First up.
You already
Is her
approved about
outfit
getting rid of
gonna be-
that hair.
First up.
Is her outfit going to be shaped like a fucking bell?
First up. The f is this? No self-respecting sword person. You wears a skirt like this.
Yeah.
No.
What is it? Like one of those like
It is
ball gown?
look like a bell.
It's like one of those ball gown cages or something like that.
Yeah, there's no reason for that. There's no benefit to it. So
Hey,
honestly, I
if you
feel
want
like
to
if
run
the cage is actually going to limit her mobility,
Yeah,
which
no.
kind of ruins the point of having a skirt that short.
Yeah.
Get up off the ground.
Well, instead,
I don't even think it's that short of a skirt. I'm pretty sure if you got rid of the cage, you'd come down to her ankles.
yeah. Yeah, so instead, why don't we swap it out with, say, a kilt or like a Roman legionnaire kind of like battle skirt or kind of things. You know, something where
or the battle skirt or
Backing.
or the type of skirt that Rubio Wise wears.
yeah,
You
just
get a short
some
skirt.
just some short skirt made out of like leather straps, so then it can both offer some protection for the leg, eggs,
And
but
not limit
also
mobility.
not limit mobility, and also provide hiding places to hide extra daggers and stuff. Because that's what a kilt is meant for.
Hiding more stabby bits. The best kind of clothing. Clothing
You
that
know-
allows you to hide more
Yeah.
stabby bits.
Yeah.
You know the point
Uh,
of for a point of
fact-
design convention.
So
Just-
female Goroks wear kilts, right?
What? Gorax?
Female,
A
Okay,
proper
we're not talking about that right now.
Goric
We're not
right
talking
now.
about that right now. So shush, Bronson.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Goric information is for later.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Susan and I
That's-
have
That's going to
Yeah.
be for a different video.
Yes,
Susan
chat.
and I have a plan.
Yes, chat. A proper combat skirt.
Anyway, I have to hop off for a few minutes. I will be back soon.
Okay.
Okay. There's nothing outright wrong with the vest top. Bit just
but
yeah, just from the way things are drawn, I have a feeling the only quote unquote armor bits of her outfit are the shoulder bits, because leather does not like sort of crinkle like that.
no.
It looks
Leather-
more like cloth to me.
Yeah, leather is very sort of it's a very stiff, kind of unforgiving fabric.
Yeah, no. So
You know, it's strange because a point of design work is that her mother, that the character is supposed to be like really like missing and loving, right? She actually is a knight,
So she wears
or a
proper
guardian,
fucking plate.
rather. Yeah, she actually wears proper armor. You know,
or at the very least should wear like actual historic leather armor or a gambeson.
oh, she could, you know, for this character, she'll probably look better in a Gamerson. But yeah, her mother actually wears armor, which is because she was like the best, obviously, the best guardian.
Oh yeah, of course, the main protagonist has that.
Okay, when it comes to to the style of skirt that Ruby and Wise wears, I know it flares out, but it's very short if you consider how much
So, yeah,
of the
it's
leg it
probably like
covers.
Yeah, and also it's probably pleated, so it like doesn't go out as much. And it kind of form fitting, but when in movement, then it fans out, so then you can actually move.
They also have different weapons, so it doesn't really matter what their it won't what's the word, the rehabilitate their movement when using it. Because if we use a sniper and then Weiss uses a rapier.
Yeah, both have very different weapons and combat styles.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, she has a broadsword. No shield, by the way.
For reasons known only to God.
I was thinking that maybe she could do with 2 smaller swords instead of 1 large sword to make use of her smaller, more enduring style for a 2-sword style of combat.
The sword is actually her mother's, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, if it
So that's why she passed it down.
Yeah, the thing is, even if it is leather, if it crinkles like that, is doing nothing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so yeah, put some metal studs in that, and you can have some proper armor.
Ooh, like plated leather armor.
No,
I forget what the actual name for this is, but
leather armor with studs or plates or something like that is called. It's called riveted leather or something. It's a literal translation of the only explanation I managed to get.
yeah, where it's like just the leather chest piece with a bunch of little metal squares all over it.
What I meant was it's a piece of leather. It's a piece of leather that hasn't been treated with something to harden it, or is very thin, i.e., leather that behaves like the way her clothes behave.
Hmm.
That has metal pieces stuck into it.
Yeah. So studded leather, which honestly doesn't look anything like what most movies and games will have you believe studded leather looks like, because they have just like one little tiny stud that's not going to block anything, instead of actual studded leather, which would have like big discs or plates all over, or to cover a wider space. So then it's a lot harder for a slash or stab to actually get you.
What I meant, that is exactly what I meant. I also found out I did have one fun idea. That is to have a type of layered armor where the leather had some form of monster where the leather is made from monster hide, or it's made out of a mass, or it has scales, or it's scaled leather, i.e., it's leather made from scaled creatures.
Yeah, as opposed to leather that has like scale-like metal pieces covering it.
Yeah, that's one way to go with the metal pieces. I didn't mean it like a single stud. What I meant was, you basically take you know how you spot weld together stuff. Basically, they take the leather, then they rev it then they put every sort of little stud they can find into it to basically create some sort of, to basically make it look like it's made out of metal instead of leather.
Right.
Okay, what are you doing now?
I'm trying to make the knot for the bow.
Because just because we're making her or have actual armor doesn't mean we can't still give it little pretty bits.
Also, the bow is kind of like the one thing on this girl that isn't just obnoxiously pink or brown.
Yeah, pink and brown don't really mix well.
Oh, also, a point about the world. So there's 2 types of magic: old magic and new magic, right?
Oh.
Old magic is basically old school. We draw rune sigils. We take energy from the earth to transform ourselves, cast magic, blah blah blah. New magic is a modernized magic that they basically make magic items that have charges in them, right? So battery power magic. Anyone can use them. and it's
And let me
considered
guess,
better.
let me guess, they have like this whole spiel about how, oh, the new magic is where they have like a teacher that says the old magic was the best way to do things, and then it's up to the main cast to show, no, the new stuff is better. You're just stupid.
Actually, it's the reverse.
Oh,
The teachers flat out say, "Nah, new magic's better." Like, yo, fuck this old magic. However, they still gotta teach it. But it's just it's weird though because it's so. How's it put this? They say it's better, but since the new magic has a charge, like a fucking staff in Skyrim. Oh, sorry if I'm not supposed to curse here. Like a staff in Skyrim. Eventually, it will go out. No, and unless you're, I guess a manufacturer. I forget how they charge it. You're out of luck for that magic anyway.
yeah.
Which has its applications, of course, but if you can actually naturally channel the energy into yourself, like the blue mage there, you would think that would be a good thing to learn, especially if you're going into the combat situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you run out of ammo, you will need to have to learn how to fight hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
Yeah, so you learn that or learn old magic. That's the only thing you got. But the reason why I brought that up is because since the world is very positive of new magic, you would think that they would probably have more
Magic casters.
magic casters and magic items for people.
But no, they're still fucking rare.
They're fairly uncommon. When you look at the designs of the characters, you would think they would have something on them.
But no, apparently they're so uncommon that a bunch of people going to magic school wouldn't have any.
Yeah, they have them in the school, just they don't give them to the students. I like that. Like
So
that's
they-
the main one.
So basically, their only focus is to grab LBGT and everything messages down our throats or something like that.
Oh right, speaking of that, so there's what they call it? It was called transformation and transfiguration magic or something like that. Basically, the gender switch spell magic. So there's one professor who is trans, right? She's born female to male. And, she goes to explain it to the main character here. Oh, I'm trans.
I think it was in the context of, like, this teacher knew main character's mom when they were in school and they were going through a photo album, and it's like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was context. So he is the now teacher telling him what transformation magic is, what trans is, yada yada yada. Normally, it wouldn't be a problem. Though it's explained in such a kiddish way, it's kind of weird. Yeah. However, I'll move past that because I don't really care about the overall message they're trying to send because it got sent anyway. But when it comes to, because this is actually a lore building moment, right? Because it tells you the world has magic to
swap someone's gender
for a month, essentially, right? And so what I can tell, there's no. It's not like real life science, right? It's magic, so it's actually a complete gender overhaul for at least a month, right?
Yeah.
So they got this magic. But it's a potion that he has to take every month. At the same point in time, there's like this potion that's prevalent. They got new magic, which again, like I said, is on a charge, and a world that seems to not know that this is a thing, which could be okay, right? But it seems kind of weird that when you're trying to make this world that is trying to put out a trans positive message, but the act of, how do I explain it? Them showing the teacher being trans is a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, even for the world, apparently trans is not normal. However, completely lesbian couples are. Yeah, no problem with that.
So you're saying, so what you're complaining about is inconsistency with the cultures.
Yeah, like it got so yeah, because it makes me say like, oh, they got to a point in society where lesbian couples between races, by the way, this is not only same sex, but it's also interracial, human and elf. But when they had the actual magic to switch flip flop genders on a whim, and it seems like there'd be no downsides to it, it's still like mysterious. But and it's kind of even stranger when I bring up Snapdragon again, the male trying to go to female. He learns about it too eventually from the teacher, and he or she, Snapdragon is going through a period where they're kind of like wanting to get away from their masculine side and embrace the feminine, right?
Looking for a permanent fix or something like that.
Let's just say they're trying to, just like I said, just trying to get rid of the masculine and embrace the feminine. I won't say permanent right now because I don't even know if it's possible in the story. But that will definitely fix, I guess, what they were looking for a month at least, because they will have to take the same potion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, what I'm trying to bring up with Snapdragon, the student, is that how Snapdragon's upbringing is that his father was a very violent man and encouraged his brothers to be violent against each other to man them up. And by doing this, inadvertently made Snapdragon reject the masculine to become more feminine in as they are now, so they can, I guess, feel more like themselves. It's kind of weird for me to explain, but this is what I'm trying to explain it. However, then they show a scene where Snapdragon is being bullied by the douche from before. Mm-hmm. And Snapdragon beats the shit out of him.
So what, is that going to be like some kind of character break moment of like, oh no, I'm turning into my father, or does like nothing ever happen because of it?
It's, I don't even know what to say about that one really, because they got in trouble.
Part of the writers.
They got in trouble for it, but that's what led to the teacher telling them about the magic and all the backstory. All that stuff happened after you beat the shit out, right? So I guess I said it out of order, but
okay. So far, this is the only realistic part of the show I've ever heard where the kid getting bullied gets taken aside and lectured by the teacher instead of the bully. That's the most realistic thing I've ever heard about a school in this whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty realistic. And sorry about Game of Spoilers, I didn't intend to, Mr. All Super. But
Miss.
So I'll sorry, Miss All Super. I'll cut that short then. But what I'm trying to say is that so when they're doing this trans message, it's from the perspective that they know the audience watching is of the same time frame of trans acceptance, right? We're in that stage where apparently trans acceptance is still vilified, and to a certain point it is, but not to the extent I believe they're trying to make it seem like in the show.
Yeah, no.
When in the show it seems like this would have been something taken care of long ago, since apparently they can just sell these potions.
Yeah, without restrictions or anything like that. It's not like, oh, this is illegal, we got to smuggle it in or something like that. No, it's not like that, right?
He's a teacher. Well, yeah, because they obviously couldn't. And he has proof. He's been in the same school, so he was female. So if it was
I'm
legal,
back.
that means the whole school would be doing tax fraud.
I'm
Whole
back,
school's doing
and
tax.
That would
Whole
make
school to be
that
doing
would make
tax
it a
fraud
better
and
show.
drug dealing.
Drug dealing, harboring criminals. Oh man, this is a much better show. I'm just saying.
That would be a much better show. It would do the message better. It would have a more interesting. It would have a more interesting premise, but that requires effort. You can't have that. You can't have that. We have to put more budget into other things.
I'm back.
Yeah, like paying us more. Hey, Rep.
Yep.
But anyway, so since I've seen the show, and I'm probably gonna be basing my stuff off what I've seen, and anyone who doesn't want all spoilers, I'll go right now. But thanks for having me on.
Do we care about spoilers here about this show?
Yeah, no, because honestly, who wants to watch this?
I'm probably not going to watch this. Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't the show for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently,
This show was not
Apparently-
made for me. And I'm pretty sure the people who made this show will tell me that it was not made for me.
oh yeah, no, definitely.
And then they're going to get mad because the show failed because I didn't support it.
Yeah, they're going to get mad at us for a problem they created.
Yeah.
Now, people watching either as this is going on or watching the VOD later, for the love of God, tell me if I'm wrong, but for a show that was very sort of priding itself on how inclusive and all that good stuff it is, isn't it a little weird that the elf character and her direct relatives are kind of the only ones we see that are her shade of dark or darker?
Like
They
no
barely-
other.
They barely
Like,
have any
yeah.
brown.
Yeah, it's like she's just the token character. Like she's
Now-
there.
Token.
it's-
She's token black. She's got the shade of color of the token black girl from business ads.
Yeah, and oh god,
Yeah,
The
As
one
in-
that's just that black.
it,
Black enough
it's
to be
double
identified as
because-
black, but not too black. You know, they're afraid to actually put a really black person in.
yeah, yeah. Base.
Also, isn't it kind of problematic for it to be the dark-colored elf? Because again, a lot of people see those and they think like Drukari or the Drow.
Oh yeah. Despite that, Drow are gray, purple, and actual black color, not just dark brown.
Yeah.
And then Drukari are just very, very pale.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
Okay.
weird.
But-
Yeah. Fine. Yeah. All Superstar's just like, I'm fine with all the with all the representation, but more racial diversity does need to happen. Because, like,
Yeah,
you're in a
there's not a whole lot of-
fantasy world and you have demon people.
yeah.
But no black
I
people.
mean, seriously,
Uh,
there's
And
no.
where are the lizard folk? Precise would be displeased.
also, why does she not have any protection for her shins if she's supposed to be like some kind of fighter or warrior?
Clearly, she doesn't need them because she's never going to be on her knees.
Not with that attitude.
I'm not touching that.
yeah.
Don't worry.
let's move on.
Okay,
Let's move
Don't
on.
worry, we can handle the crude jokes for you.
Yeah,
I
Felix
meant
gets
more-
the right idea. There needs more scales.
I meant
where's the
more-
lizard folk?
I meant more the on her knees comment. I ain't touching that.
I know. I know.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
And we were
You know
making
yeah,
and we were cracking jokes on that.
Oh, we're making her okay. We're making her a blue Oni. That kind
Or
of
a
makes
red
sense.
one.
Well,
Well,
there.
she's circling the blue.
Well, she's already.
never mind.
Well, there's already a lot of pink.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
So she's gonna have
Honestly,
that
give her-
that nature.
that would actually make an interesting story. I mean, she monsterizes into a blue oni because of all the alcoholism from her mother's death.
The character's
Mother
14.
died of alcoholism. Her mother died of alcoholism.
No.
Yeah, and-
She resorted to.
Yeah, in Germany, you can drink when you're 8 years old, so this is supposed to be medieval Europe.
I mean, that is a fair point. Medieval Europe, the kids are gonna drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because beer was actually made specifically to be drunken by women and children, and while the men drunk the hard liquor.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was for. It's like, how do you know the liquid you're drinking is safe to drink? It doesn't have like.
Yeah, they weren't very
It
good
doesn't
at
have like hyper rabies mixed in. You know.
Yeah, they weren't very good at cleaning their own water back then too. So,
the alcohol was how they kept their drinking stuff clean for drinking.
Yep. Oh, you missed a little spot by the.
No, she's got it. She's got it. Calm down.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
coming
the
back
YouTube-
for it. There's a bit of delay.
I know.
talking about racial diversity.
So yeah, racial diversity. Obviously they need lizard folk.
Yep. But
Like, clearly.
the strange thing about that is that so when it comes to characters, like obviously the elf is black. You know, we know this. And I don't have a problem with
just-
different shades. Like if it's
At least
if she's
quarter
like
black.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's
She's like a
black
quarter
enough.
black.
He's black
Yeah.
enough.
She's black enough for
The quota.
She's black enough for business commercials quota. Yes.
And the mage is like some type of tan, and you know whatever. So that could be whatever.
Honestly, I think-
The mage stood in the sun for about 30 minutes, and that's how she got her skin color.
it could be a tan. You know, she could be Hispanic. It doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
But point being is, I believe that from what I've seen, it's all right. Like there's no real need. It's more. There's more palettes to the people's skin color than normal. However, if we're specifically talking about racial diversity, so the quote unquote orcs or ogres, the green skin people, they're still servant, right?
Yeah.
Right? Apparently there's no rights for them. Or at least they're of a self-serving class, the gnomes.
I mean,
thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they're still going to have that thing despite complaining about it being a fantasy trope. Of how-
What?
Honestly, there needs
The
to be
fact
a
that orcs
justice.
are black people? They're
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
Mongols.
Yeah, no, they're Mongolian,
Yeah.
and they're based off of the Mongol culture.
God
Yeah,
damn it, Tufty.
Oh, so,
Orcs are based off Mongols. Yes, lizard mommy
So we don't need a
mommy
joke-
milkers. Good,
so we
good,
don't need a
good.
Justice Wog in this universe.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't even get where orcs being black people came from. Like, they don't. Nothing about them seems particularly black or African other than our barbarian. Everyone
Yeah,
that's
more
not white
barbarian
is a
than the elves, which
barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
the only reason why you
speaking
would
from-
think orcs are racist is if you're the one that's being racist.
Yeah,
Hello,
that's kind of my
sweetie
opinion. Like,
pie.
Yeah, these
that
barbarians
does not
could be
sound
anything
like.
from the Nordic invaders to
Things are going
Nordic invaders to
good.
Moors to Mongolians. I mean,
Yeah, you got Viking, Mongols. Like orcs are usually they got furs and stuff. You know, that's cold weather stuff. They got that Viking and Mongol thing going for them. That seems more orc to me.
It was supposed to be Viking.
yeah.
Vikings and Mongols
And
primarily.
yeah,
The word
And-
Viking is actually a verb rap.
Yes, but we're getting hung up on semantics.
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
original Tolkien-esque elves had heavy armor, heavy plate armor, which I don't think was a big thing in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were more or just wearing like cloak.
Like the Tolkienian orcs are basically like a step below actual demons. That's literally they're just corrupted elves.
Yeah.
They're bad
Yeah.
person elves. That's it.
Yep.
They're just
And also,
all right. Take the elf, replace the pretty with ugly, and make them murderers. And they're like also objectively weaker than humans. Like the only thing that gave them a real advantage in
Even the
battle was
Uruk-hai,
yeah, Yeah, and also there were
And
like
they were the Kai?
a whole bunch of different
Kai aren't
humans.
orcs.
And also there was a whole lot more different kinds of humans besides just Rohan and Ondo or humans. There was the Southlings, the ones from the north. There were the ones that were from the
The ones
mountains.
the ones that had the big anime titties. Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Lord of the Rings because there were like the Southlings who were the actual like people from Middle East, Asia, and Africa and all that stuff, and then there was the Mountain Men, and then there was people from the north. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if Valerian was actually developed before. Well, before Melkor missed a hammer strike.
Yeah. Anyway, we're kind of getting off topic, but yeah, the orcs, the whole concept of orcs being black people just doesn't make any sense on any of the levels.
Yeah, and what Tufty said, orcs were honestly more about just removing
humanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
but there's a problem with that. We can't inject woke politics into war removing humanity.
yeah.
Which is ironic because they're all saying that they're so anti-war. You know, they keep voting for the guys that want to keep us in war.
Well, everyone wants to keep us in war.
Everyone wants to keep us in war. War is profitable.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my brain started. Yeah.
So back to the show.
I don't know. They also say that orcs can never be like wizards and can never be wizards or mechanics. The weird boys and mech boys would like to talk with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
God damn.
the wall says otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, let's be careful with screaming "wah" or anything because Games Workshop might show up and they'll copyright strike us.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Hey, there's a vaguely non-human thing with people screaming "wah." Oh, that's clearly Warhammer."
Except we're talking about a completely different show they have no rights to, so.
No, you can't even say war or hammer in the same context.
Yeah, you can't even say Warhammer. They will copyright strike you. This video is doomed. It's coming down.
Just say blunt billhook.
Yeah. Or say a crow's beak.
Can you stop?
A crow's bill.
Enough.
Can you stop?
Uh,
I'm sorry, you brought us in specifically to roast things.
Fair.
Anyway,
Tonight roast the series is sketching.
Where's her other arm at? Is that just behind her body?
Yeah, that's just behind
I
her.
don't know. She lost it in a better show.
All right.
It's just straight up behind her.
I would have it where like her elbow's bent and she's making a fist, so you have that visible arm or something.
I kind of like the fact that she's missing an arm.
Or just have like her hand popping out like around the waist, flipping off the viewer. Give her more character than the original character.
Yeah, that's just like that cheerful smile and then just flipping off the viewer.
Yeah, just cheerful smile and then flipping you off at the waist.
If I'd had the thought.
You would have
we
thought.
had the thought. Let's go for it.
So you're basically going to turn her a bit psychotic.
Eh.
That's not psychotic, that's just having attitude and
That's
personality.
just being a prick. That's not being psychotic. That's just being a prick.
Smile and a girl with a smile and a bloodshed.
We didn't say bloodshed,
But the
Bronx.
positioning
No one
of
said
the eyes
bloodshed.
looks kind of wall-eyed. Well,
She's like she's staring off into space. I mean, look, this is High Guardian Spice. They're not exactly intelligent. Her brain is just kind of like static right now. TV static. That's what her thoughts are right now.
Like she's staring off into space. Well, she probably is.
Yeah.
Well, she probably is. Yeah, she's staring off into space because she's posing for her portrait.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Her brain is somewhere else. In the snowy land she saw on the TV that one time.
Boy. So old magic is basically standard magic stuff. New magic, that's magic
New
tools. Can't you
magic
just
is-
call it?
To translate it to D&D, old magic is the proper casting classes, and new magic is artificer shenaniganery.
Artificers or Hexblade.
There's a lack of brains here. Well,
Well, let's see. You
Can't they just basically? They basically subdivided it into old magic and new magic. Can't they just basically subdivide it further?
Well, to be fair, Dragon Rider, two of us are part of the big green weenie gang.
some of yeah, just for some of us, brain cells are in.
No, we're not talking about orcs. I'm talking about you being National Guard and me just waiting for a stupid MEPS appointment for the
army. Okay.
Yeah, brain
I thought you had
cells
joined.
are
Yeah.
cells
Two of
are
us
in
are
short supply.
Good army.
Two of us are grunts.
Speaking of the army, when my dad got this, drafted in for a conscription, what he said was, I don't really go well with taking orders from people who I'm smarter than.
Oh,
I mean,
dear.
you can have that attitude, but you're going to regret having that attitude.
Well, in Sweden, having that attitude means that you won't get drafted into the army.
Yeah. Well, the U.S. Army, so long as you have an IQ above 83, they'll take you.
Well, in the Swedish army, we still all. Has the U.S. army learned that screaming at people and calling them idiots aren't the proper way to do things?
Unknown.
I mean, that is a very specific training system meant for very specific situations. It is not something that they do at all times. Like when you get out of basic training and stuff, they're not doing that to you.
But is it a sign of good? Is it a sign of good leadership?
It's not a matter of leadership.
It's not a matter of leadership. They're trying to break you to see when they're breaking you. So then that when you are under stressful situations, you can actually think and act instead of crying and breaking down.
Yeah. The first off, it is training you to be able to react to stressful situations. Without.
Okay, I'm glad I fell out of. I'm glad I fell out of the draft. In Sweden,
I'm not done.
Shut up, civilian.
You're a fucking civilian too. Shut up.
I believe we were discussing something other than military requirements.
Just let me finish with this real fast, please. The other purpose of it is to break civilian habits and get you into a military mindset.
Let's try that. No, I like that better.
I'm glad I'm a civilian.
I'm glad you're not military.
Trust me, when
this
I break...
This stream is dysfunctional. I love it.
Hey, it would be pretty boring if we were all functional.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. There'll be don't worry, Susan. When we do the special event stream, it'll just be me and you.
Hopefully, things will be more civilized.
With a lot of me explaining things about
things.
Dino Orcs from Space Australia.
Back to the gay agenda.
We don't have the gay person here. We can't have it. We can't discuss the gay agenda without the gay person. Bean, go get bread.
That's okay. Okay. First off,
I'm okay.
First off, Brett's pan.
Honey, could you grab me some water, please?
Bean, that means he's 50% gay.
No, that's bi.
Moving.
Okay, fine. That means he's
along.
75% gay.
Moving along. So
Implying you're not gay. Yeah, Rep. The guy who likes Futuna are the femboys.
Silence.
I can't think of anything else to do to this character. I think we're done.
I mean, you could always add that extra hand.
I'll do that later.
Sure.
Or add actual armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, so thank you.
And
all.
also, don't forget your watermark.
I'll add that later. Anyways,
I think
you.
she's
You're
done with our
welcome.
shenanigans. I think she's just done with our shenanigans, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
We killed the stream.
Thank you all very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Yeah, I think we killed the stream. Bye.